guys, what's up? Seeing of my house bidding you welcome to another wonderful video, I'm sure. I'm sure it'll be just marvelous for all of the people watching. No one will get bored, no one will complain about the length. It'll be perfect. Everyone will like, everyone will favorite. It'll be a great world. Yeah, right. As I mentioned in my last video, I had a bit more stuff to show, as you can probably see on camera, actually. I don't know, it's been a while since I filmed in this position. If anybody remembers, like, at the infancy of my channel, I used to do all my filming from this position. Actually, that's not true. I used to have a boxed Nintendo 64 here, and I would film from there outwards, and then I would film from here outwards. Eventually I got a tripod and then just started filming from this position, but nobody cares about that because no one goes back and watches the old videos. Why would you? They're awful. Even I don't go back and watch them. But I will stop babbling. That is the intro for this one, Mindless Babble. And that might be the video title, Mindless Babble, because what? Because I'm going to show you this stuff eventually, once I stop talking. Once I stop looking at the viewfinder. You know, let's just get to it. I've wasted enough of your time. I'm surprised no one complains about that. I truly am, but me and a friend were out just doing random stuff, and we decided to go to a cash converters, which is in a area that I usually aren't in, so I don't have the opportunity to go to. The Mount Gravatt area, to be exact, and their store is really good. I used to go there during my high school days, so like 2012. And if you did look back on my videos, you'd see. There was stuff there. I've found very good games. Actually, my best find ever comes from that branch of cash converters, which I did find stuff here. I found, it was, I want to say like 8 or 9 Super Nintendo games, really good titles, like, you had Link to the Past, Donkey Kong Country 2 and 3, Total Carnage, Final Fantasy Mystic Quest, and a few others that I don't remember the name of, which I stupidly sold. It happens. I wasn't playing the Super Nintendo at the time, so I just sold them on. It was like 2011, I got a very good amount of dough for it, and I bought stuff that I actually do want. Stuff that I'm looking at right now, and I shan't tell you because, meh. But that would have been before I was making videos, actually. At least for this channel. Yeah, it would have been. But if you go back to some of my older videos, I do mention this place quite a few times. It is the Garden City Cash Converters location, which I, unfortunately, no longer have the chance to go to because I used to go there when my bus would pass by there when I was going to school and everything. So I'd just rock up there in full school uniform and start haggling. It was pretty fun. And the people there still remember me, even though I take like 3 to 6 month hiatuses from this place, they still remember me by name, so that's awesome. That's great customer service. Kind of customer service that you really don't get in many places anymore, but oh well. It happens. So, me and a friend went into this location, and as I always do for any cash converters location, I always check the cases first, because that's where they will have stuff that they think might be worth protecting. Like, if they get Super Nintendo games in for $2 each, that's where they're going to put them. They're not going to put them on shelves with a bunch of meaningless titles, but they did not do that this time. This location has kind of thinned that out for some reason. So a lot of the valuable stuff will be out on the floor where people can actually get a hands-on look and actually touch it and look at the condition. Which isn't a bad idea, until you remember the kind of people that go into cash converters. They're likely to not only have a good look, but then have a good look at it while they're at home, without buying it, if you know what I'm saying. So nothing in the cases, I mean literally nothing. There might have been a Nintendo DS and some loose Nintendo DS games that someone could pocket if they wanted, so nothing I was interested in. So we went over to the video game section, and the very first thing I noticed was a bunch of PlayStation 1 games. I have not gotten this good a lot of PlayStation 1 games since around February or March, so they ranged between $2 and $3 each, and there were some very interesting titles. And some titles that I didn't have, so that's always good. Firstly, there was a copy of Tekken 3, which was $3. I've been arguing with someone whether Tekken 3 or Tekken Tag is the better one. I think it's Tekken Tag. What do you guys think? It might just be because I put more time into Tekken Tag in the arcades. Who knows? I just thought it was better. It was like a better all-around game. So it was still broken as hell, so you could button mash your way to victory even against the final boss, but I don't know. Also grabbed The Weakest Link, which was $2. Don't know a whole lot about this other than it is a game show. Kind of like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire or something like that, where you answer questions and get money. Next, this was probably the best one. A copy of Dune. It's a EA Classics one, but I do not have this game. I'm looking over in my collection. I believe I have Dune 2000, which I got from Bookfest years ago. Once again, maybe before I was even doing videos. But, if anybody's wondering, this is based on the book and the movie, and it is a strategy title. I am honestly not a fan of real-time strategy games, but I do like Dune, so that'll be fun to play. I was just checking if it's on the hinges. It's not. Oh well. I have a bunch of replacement cases. Next, I'm not very familiar with this one other than the Rockstar logo, and it is Darkstone. You see the Rockstar label? Looks like an RPG, but I'm not quite sure. It might be. Might be. Yeah, it looks like an RPG. It was $3. Very happy to get. And then the last three were Japanese PlayStation 1 games, which I never see. And I've really been getting into imports lately, so these are cool to have. I ordered a memory card online that has it has software on it that lets you play overseas games somehow. I'm not quite sure how. It's called the Free McBroot. Standum Todd was talking about it. He was saying that someone was coming over to install it onto his one, so that'll be awesome when that gets here. I'll finally be able to play a lot of my imports, because I do have a few imports for the PlayStation and PlayStation 2, but not a whole lot. I mean, there's enough there that I'd like to play them. But we have, these were only $2 each, which was really good. Winning Soccer, Winning 11, 97. Can someone tell me why there's English text on this? I was thinking about it, and I can't figure out. I mean, if this is a Japanese game, why should it have English text? And I mean, it has it on the back as well in the official section. Like, the section that has all of the legal info, so I don't know. That was complete, and I kind of like this case. It has like 4 prongs, so you can get it out from any position. That's very cool. Has the manual. I believe these are also supposed to come with something called a spine card, but I've never seen one in my life, so I don't know. And then, what the? These aren't the same games, but J-League Winning 11 97. They have basically the same names in them, so I don't know. Maybe this is for a specific league. Maybe this one is just a general one. J-League Prologue 1997. I think that's what it is. And these are just soccer games, but honestly, I don't mind. I think they're very cool. And they're made by Konami. Konami was hitting home runs in the 32-bit era. I'm looking at you, Castlevania Chronicles. And then, bloody hell, another one. J-League Winning 11. I have to admit, I did not look at these titles very much. I just thought, oh, cool, they're Japanese, I'll grab them. So even though they're soccer games, and that was $2 as well. Probably not the most desirable titles, but still very cool. And after I grabbed all of those, I did leave a few, which I will mention a little bit later after I show these two. Well, the other two I grabbed was the first one by Taito, which was only $2, 10,000 bullets. In 2012, there was a copy of this in my local cash converters at Indurapilli. Indurapilli. It's spelt like... It's weird. A lot of Aboriginal names for towns and suburbs and whatnot, they'll be spelt completely different from how they're pronounced. So it's Indrapilli, but it's spelt Indurapilli. O-R-O-O Pilli. But it's pronounced Indrapilli. It's kind of funny when we have a, like, family and whatnot coming down here from, like, west, because they have no idea how to pronounce it. Can we go to Indurapilli? It's quite funny. But 10,000 bullets. My local cash converters had a copy of this for $5 for the longest time, and I was just never willing to put down the money for it. I mean, $5, that's a lot, right? Nah. Yeah, maybe. Is it a lot of money? Who knows? But very cool to get, very cool. It's not very good though. I gave it a test for like half an hour. It's not very good. Unfortunately, it doesn't come with a manual, which a lot of the titles I'm going to be showing from here on out don't. Which makes me suspect that they all came from the same person. And then finally, for stuff that was on shelves, I grabbed a Sega Saturn game. We don't see these very often. Last one I found, this bastard. Destruction Derby. Want to know when that was? 2012. I found everything in 2012. Then it was like a rocky slope where a bunch of other people were kind of getting into it, so I can't find anything. But I found stuff here. Well, I found some stuff. I'll tell you after this. So, the copy, and it was an American copy, which is really weird, of NHL All-Star Hockey 98, which, not the most desirable title, and the case is completely thrashed. See that? Yeah. It's off the hinges. It has the manual and everything, though. But for $2, I'm not passing up a Sega Saturn game. As I said, the last one I saw was in 2012. So that's a 2-year gap between finding this. So for $2, this could have been an empty case and I would have still bought it for $2. Yeah. And at this point, I couldn't find anything else because about halfway through all of that stuff, while I was looking through the PlayStation 2 games, the competition came in. The competition came in, some old guy, well, not really old, like, probably mid-30s, early 40s, maybe. Old enough so you could tell that he's probably not too heavy into gaming. He came in and started looking through the stuff that I had already looked through. So, it was kind of rushed then. I was rushing then because I had quickly skimmed over the Xbox titles and thought, no, there's nothing up here that I'll want. I'll look in the PS3 titles. Didn't find anything I wanted, but that guy did. That guy found, and I have no idea how I passed up on this. He found some good PlayStation 2 games, like the Jack games, Jack and Daxter, Ratchet and Clank, titles that are easy to sell in Australia. And then he was looking through the Xbox games, and I just saw out of the corner of my eye him grabbing a few key titles. One of them was a Splinter Cell game, so no skin off my teeth, I don't like the series. They might be worth money, I don't know. But he also grabbed, and this is a title I've been looking for a while, Toe Jam and Earl 3. I've been looking for that title since I found out it existed on Games of War's channel. I've been looking for it since then. So whenever he posted a video recommending it, I've been looking for it. And that's the only copy I've ever seen in the wild. I've never seen another copy, and it was pristine. It looked amazing. And that's a title I'm interested in playing, not just to collect. That's a title I'm interested in playing. Because I love the Toe Jam and Earl series. They're fun. The first one's really good. Panic on Funkatron, I don't remember it being as good, because it went from a kind of... The first game was a top-down game, so you had to walk on a plane, and... not on a plane, on a terrain that was all flat. And then the second game was a side-scroller, so more like your typical platformer, which, it's still good, but it's not as good as the original. Nowhere near it. Fortunately, while he was looking through those, he also grabbed a Halo Edition Xbox controller. I took a quick look at it and thought, nah, it's just a green controller, it doesn't matter. Nope, the official Halo one, which is... oh well. I have a few Xbox controllers, so I don't mind too much. Thankfully, I did find something while he was looking through all of those, and he grabbed a bunch of other titles as well. He was a reseller, I could tell. Nah, he might have been a collector, who knows. And if so, kudos to you, mate. But I did find one PSP title while he was looking through a bunch of stuff. I was looking through stuff as well, and I found Gangs of London Platinum Edition. It was only $2. That seems to be a trend with this store, and I'm very happy with that. I'm not quite sure what this is. I think it was a movie, actually. Was this a movie? I'm not sure. Looks like a GTA clone. But it's complete. And I love the PlayStation Portable. I will grab anything for that system if it's cheap. I always have fun with the PlayStation Portable. It's my system to go to. And the PS Vita is becoming that as well. And I have some PS Vita titles to show you, but I'll save them for another video. Alright, from there, I had paid for my stuff, and I was like, can I quickly take a look around while the transaction is going through? And they go, yeah, sure. And out of the corner of my eye, I noticed a box. And I only saw that in the box. I'm like, wait, a blue case. Can I see what's in that box? And me and my friend dug through it for probably a good 15 minutes. And I found a lot of good stuff. He was buying PC games, which they did have a lot of, and he found some good ones. I want to say he bought Just Cause 2 and Oblivion for like $2 each, which is a great bargain. But the titles I found in that box, and you could see the other guy who was buying other stuff, he was hesitant to come over and look through it because we were looking through it, so we got first dibs on that box. They had just priced the stuff out, and they were going to put it on the shelves. So, the titles I found, I'll try and show them in list of when I found them. First was, and the lady who was serving us was handing us them out of the box. So, first thing she handed me was a copy of Spy Hunter 2 for the PlayStation 2 for $2. Great game. I had no idea there was a Spy Hunter 2. I had no idea there was a Spy Hunter 1 on the PlayStation 2. But I am looking for that one as well. But I'm not really sure where I'm going to get it. But this is really good. It's just like a 3D update of the old arcade game or Nintendo title. It's very fun. I should probably explain what it is. It's a racing game. Not really racing, like an arcade racing game made by Midway. And it's mission-oriented, so you have to complete missions to progress through the level. Otherwise, it'll just loop over and over again. And you can transform from a car into a boat, into a motorcycle, into a tank. It's very fun. It's very arcadey, so it's not very realistic. Very fun, though. Unfortunately, that did not come with a manual. Oh well. Next, she handed me a copy of... well, the ones I was interested in. A copy of Masters? Easy for me to say. Masters of the Universe, He-Man, Defender of Grayskull, Interactive. Bloody hell, that's a long title. I'm not too big into He-Man. I have seen a few episodes. Like late-night television, I've watched a few. It's alright. But it was made by Midas. And anyone who knows me, you know I'm going for a full set of games released by Midas. Which is a company that releases the greatest games of all time, including this one. This one did have the manual, which I was very happy about. Looks like your standard 3D platformer. And it was only $2. very happy to pay that. From there, I believe the next one I grabbed was Spawn Armageddon, which I don't know too much about. This might be based on the movie that was released in the late 90s, I'm not sure. I'm not really sure why a Spawn game would be released otherwise, but it looks alright. Doesn't look like a bad game at all. When I was reading comics, I did enjoy Spawn. He was never one of my favorites, but I did remember liking him a lot. And the series created in the 90s, the cartoon series, is really good. The depiction of Violator in the cartoon show is great. This one was complete as well, but it's not in a official PlayStation 2 case. Thankfully I have a bunch up there, so I'll just switch it out. From there she started handing me fighting games. The first one being one that I wasn't really looking for, but I knew that if I ever saw it I would buy it. And so I did. It's a copy of Samurai Showdown 5. And I put this in and played it just to reassure myself that I was still shit at fighting games. I can't do anything. Unless it's Tekken Tag or Tekken 3, or maybe the first 3 Mortal Kombats, I'm pathetic. Button combos is not my thing. I am just bad at fighting games. But Samurai Showdown 5 is pretty fun. I have the first one on the Mega Drive, and I'm getting... I have ordered off of eBay for like $4 shipped a copy of the first one for the Super Famicom, which is going to be fun to play when I get the Retron 5. I still don't have the Retron 5, unfortunately. I'm waiting for the international release, just so that I'm not being stuffed around with shipping and extra charges, anything like that. I want to get it. When I get it, I want it to be hassle-free. That's how I want to get it. This is very fun. I was playing as... don't remember his name. Joe Higashi? Is he in this? No, that's a King of Fighters character, never mind. I don't know who I was playing as, but he was very cool. He had like a band of merry men following him and praising him, even though he couldn't do anything himself. So all of his special attacks were his band of merry men coming on screen and trying to attack the enemy. And his attacks were very weak, but it was still fun. I got up to a lady wielding a bow before she just spammed the crap out of me. If you thought that Ryu was annoying with just continuous Hadoukens, this lady has him beat. Very fun, and for $2, a very good addition to the collection. Once again, I don't think it's in an official PlayStation 2 case, but I have spares up there. This one, it's a damn shame this didn't come with anything else, but the King of Fighters. You see there? This is a actual King of Fighters collection with... what ones does it have? King of Fighters 2001 and King of Fighters 2000. I don't know if those are some of the better King of Fighters games, but still cool to have. I have not stuck this in and played it yet, just because I know I'm bad at it, but I don't know. Maybe I'll pull a thrift drill and print out some custom artwork for this. Maybe I will. Next, which this one came with a Brucey bonus. Bloody hell, Brucey bonus, that's an old reference. X-File 2708, he used to say that. This is a nostalgia episode. Mortal Kombat Deception, which looks... as with most Mortal Kombat titles, they got more ridiculous and more ridiculous. So I have another one over there, Mortal Kombat Armageddon, that has... and I couldn't make this up. It has Mortal Kombat kart racing. This one does it. I think it's more of a standard Mortal Kombat game, but I haven't heard too much about the 3D titles, so I'm not too familiar with them. But this came with not only Mortal Kombat Deception, but Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance. So that was cool to get as a bonus. And for only $2, very good to have. These last two are games that I would probably never play, but one of them is somewhat desirable, I think. The first one is a nothing game, but it looked weird enough for me to buy it. Fishing Fantasy Buzz Rod by 505 Game Street, and the company is named Starfish. It's a fishing game by a company named Starfish. That's awesome. But it's from what I know, it's a fishing RPG. So you have fishing, but you also have like item management. You need to go into your inventory and do stuff. It looks very cool, and there's actually like a quest. You play as a rabbit, and you're trying to find, what does it say on the back? You're trying to find secret texts that will lead you to an ancient culture that worships fishes as messengers of God. When I get around to playing this, it is going to be fun. So that's a different kind of game. Very cool, for only $2. No manual, but I don't mind very much. This is going to be fun to play. This is going to be one of those weird titles that you just stick in, and I don't even know. Alright, last title. Hopefully I didn't ruin this. The very last title is one that is, I want to say it's desirable, because I know the other games in the franchise are desirable, but I'm just not sure. Because there are so bloody many of these games out, and they're just not my kind of game, so I don't try and keep track of them, and it is Harvest Moon: A Wonderful Life Special Edition. The Australian PAL version, which is very cool. But I just don't know enough about this series to really know anything about it, to talk about it. I know it's a simulator where you farm, and you make a farm, you raise livestock, stuff like that. That's all I know. I don't know if there's a quest to go through, I don't know. But for only $2, I will add it to the collection. Not the coolest title, but oh well. So I got all of those, and I believe the total cost was like $50 or something, which I was fine with paying. I didn't mind. I've been selling off a few things in my collection recently on eBay, and a lot of people are saying that eBay is a hassle. I don't find it too much of a hassle. I think it's fun. I like sitting there and typing up listings and talking about the condition of the item and putting in details about what I think of the game. And I seem to be selling stuff fairly well, so I've sold everything I've put up bar one thing. And that's just been going straight back into the collection, so what I've sold over the last few weeks has totaled up to that amount, so yeah, I could go back and see how much I paid for the items I sold and then try and figure out a price from there, but let's say I paid maybe $30 out of pocket for those items, and I'm happy. And then this item, which I'm including it in this video because I want to talk about it. I've been looking for this TV show, or any of it. There's Season 1, Season 2, either one. I've been looking for them for years. Sega CD Universe has told me that they're great. A bunch of people have told me how good the show is. And I finally sat down and watched Twin Peaks, which I bought for $12 at a Cash Converters, which is a bit high, but I was fine with paying it. I have to say, it's very good. If you've ever played Deadly Premonition, this is basically that game in television form, and it's very fun. It's very fun to watch. It revolves around a murder. So, a detective from the FBI has come in and he's working with the local county to find out who has done this murder. And it's fairly obvious who has done it a few episodes in, but then goes beyond that. It goes beyond the murder and starts to build up to something bigger. Which I'll try not to spoil I'll try not to spoil anything, but it's a very strange show. Very imaginative, a lot of very quirky and odd characters. Like, there's a lady in this called the Log Lady, and she just walks around town carrying a log, and you'll sometimes see her in the background. And then there's a scene where the FBI detective has to sit down to tea with this woman and ask the log what it knows about the murder. And the local county are just like, yeah, ask her, she knows stuff. It's very different, but I do recommend this if you like murder mysteries, if you like thrillers, dramas, or if you like quirky things. I would definitely recommend giving this a watch. Some characters are better than others. My favorite character in this is the father of one character. What am I saying? The father character is really cool because he's a businessman and he's all business until his brother comes into the picture, and then he becomes a party animal, which I think is awesome. And he's trying to persuade a bunch of, I think it's Norwegian people, to try and buy some of his land. It's very fun. It's very interesting. He's a real estate agent and whatnot. There's not a lot I can say without spoiling it, so I'll just say if you're interested in thrillers and dramas, give this a watch, but the ending kind of ruined it for me. This is only the first season, and so of course they're going to be building up to the second season in the final episode. But it builds up to it, and then nothing. So we get this huge moment, this climactic moment, an almost literal cliffhanger, and then it just ends. And you have to go out and buy Season 2 if you want to watch the rest of it, so I'll be looking out for Season 2 of this, but very fun. Very good series, Twin Peaks. And I've yet to watch the special features on this, but I will get around to it because it does look interesting. I just love the characters in this. The characters are so... A lot of characters are just normal, and then other characters are just so offbeat and weird. I recommend it. Recommend it thoroughly. And like 2 weeks ago was the first time I watched that. And so that's everything in this video. That's absolutely everything. And I have no more backlog to show you, so this is Seeger of my house bidding you farewell. Stay away from my thrift stores.